Hello and welcome to another episode of ChatGBT. I am Professor Tom, Coach Tom, Owner Tom, and with me is Professor Gabby, Coach Gabby. Gabby?
Hello guys, good to be back.
Yes, another exciting episode. We thought this week we would dip into some of the reasons we hear why, as much as they enjoy the trial session, the intro that they have here, it's impossible because their lives are just full. They just don't have the time to give to themselves to train Jiu Jitsu, to get the benefits physically and mentally of just training Jiu Jitsu. So I thought we would sort of delve into understanding what that means in the context of what the average person does in a day and sort of dispel that myth and say, well, scheduling your time allows you to find the time necessary for you to train Jiu Jitsu, get the physical and mental well-being benefits from training Jiu Jitsu, because if you're not doing that and all you're doing are these other things, you're not spending time for yourself. You're not giving yourself the recovery that you need in order to function the next day and the days after that. So that for us, Jiu Jitsu is the mindful practice, the hour that we have when we train. It's sort of active meditation, allows us to be present totally in the moment, not thinking about the stresses of before, the stresses of after, because any amount of distraction from that presence will lead you down a very sort of dark path. It makes the session, the roles very, very difficult. Yeah, I know I've been there myself where I'm not 100% in the session and I've been training, and one, you open yourself up to the risk of injury, and two, you just end up being dominated because you're just not aware of what's happening around you and you're not able to perform at your best. Therefore, you're not having a great session and you're not improving yourself. I don't know if you ever had the experience of whether you've been in your head, so to speak, and failed in that regard with a session.
Yeah, I think that I like Jiu Jitsu specifically because I'm able to clear my mind when I'm doing it, so everything else stays outside the mat. But there are moments that you just have so much stuff going on other aspects of your life that even when you go to practice, I think that you achieve some level of presence, but still you're not on your best performance because these other things kind of take too much space for your head, for your mind.
Yeah.
And it's just so easy, and it's much more easier to just say, I don't have time to practice, than actually keeping a commitment to yourself, to your health, well-being, and just scheduling and organizing your life kind of around the Jiu-Jitsu. And the thing is, if you don't organize yourself, if you don't plan your time, you will sabotage yourself and don't go to the practice. And yes. I see myself doing that a lot.
Yeah. There is the other stuff as well, that people use that as the excuse, that really they just don't want to train, they just don't want the hardship of training Jiu-Jitsu, because it's not easy. It can be difficult, and it is difficult. It's difficult to show up every session. It can be for some people. And for other people, it's their mindful retreat from everyday issues, and they come here with the opportunity to just fully focus on one thing, which is just training Jiu-Jitsu, and don't have to think about anything else about that. But yeah, Jiu-Jitsu is hard. So using I don't have time as an excuse as to not do it, it just gives them, or gives some people an easy out of not sort of wanting to commit to it. Yeah. So what do we as humans do throughout the day by hours that means that we don't have time? So let's say on average, we as individuals spend 7 to 9 hours asleep. So they say 7.5 to 8 hours is what you really need in order to recover properly from the day previously. More if you've had intense day previously. But yeah, 7.5 to 9 hours of sleep. I love sleep though. I really, really need it.
Yeah, it's amazing sleeping. If you're not sleeping well, then there are multiple researchers showing that when you don't sleep well, or the amount of time that you need, you start having all the symptoms like a lack of memory, you're constantly fatigued, so everything kind of, your performance in everything goes down. And there are multiple other, one of the tortures, they get the prisoners and they don't allow them to sleep. So after like 2-3 days without sleeping, these people are going to be more prone, more keen to sharing whatever you want them to share, you know, like in terms of secret states or whatever.
Yes, I have been in a situation before where I have suffered weeks of poor sleep, and the first thing you notice that goes is the ability to recall short-term memory things, and that concentration, and also massive spikes in your cortisol levels and your anxiety that comes from it as well. So you're not in a good place. So if you're not getting that amount of sleep, that's probably one area you should want to focus on, is to make sure you do get the right amount of sleep to enable you to be your best for the next day. And we could go into probably a whole podcast on sleep as well, but I'm not a sleep expert. So
me neither.
No,
I sleep a lot, but I really don't.
All I've done is come through several bouts of insomnia, sought the treatment necessary, and know how to deal with myself. And I am me, everybody else is them. So I'm not going to propose to tell you how you should sleep. But sleep's good. I've worked out a great way to keep sleeping, regardless of all the stress that comes from operating a business and dealing with the students. I still think I get a really good night's sleep. So we sleep 7-9 hours. Then when we wake, clearly we go to work or go to school for a period of time between 5 to 8 hours of the day are being in the hands of somebody else. For you, that's in the hands of the academy as well. Myself, it's in the hands of the academy students and my staff. And for people at school, they're
with the teachers and all the
everything else. And people who are working, you have that 8 hours give to the man, as they call it. Yeah.
Capitalism. And and like we also cannot ignore all the other administrative that adult life demands, like cleaning the house, washing clothes, going to shop food, cooking, all this other stuff. Yeah. So at the end, I think, and also transportation.
So there is that side of it. You have your paid educational kind of work, 4 to 8 hours, 5 to 8 hours of the day, maybe longer, depending on the kind of work you do. Then you have your personal care, or hygiene, which is what you do before you get prepped ready for work, before you leave the house, but after maybe you come back and change as a result of it. So it can be, I suggest, between an hour to 2 hours of your time. For me, I know it's fairly short, quick. I know 1 minute cold shower in the morning every day, 6 days a week. Sunday, nice little hot shower, but that's it. But for some other people, I'm not going to name people, but my wife in particular, who would spend, I don't know, half an hour in the shower.
But what people don't understand
she has hair and I don't have hair.
Yes, that's one point. But also, like, the shower, it's a hobby for some people, no? I love showering, but since I started like teaching and working here, I shower like 2 times per day.
Yes.
I shower every day, by the way.
Yeah.
So now, like, there are some of these showers that I have that they just feel like a chore in terms of hygiene, because I don't want to like get anything here in the tatami, because it's a place of possible contamination with germs, all of that. Like,
as good as our hygiene.
No, the hygiene is excellent, but like
it's always going to be things.
We are moving the whole class, so we end up like sweating, and we get like close to people to show the positions, to spar, whatever. So it's a highly recommended practice, if you can, to shower before your class, but definitely mandatory to shower after you finish your practice.
After, like, you shower, or your clothes take a shower, but you wash everything that you were wearing during training, ready for the next session. Now, going back onto that point of, I joke in jest, my wife takes long in the shower.
I love to take long showers too, my partner.
She runs an organization, and that shower time for her is her opportunity not only just to like get clean, but she knows that the research has shown that by being in a shower, you allow thoughts and sort of strategic ideas to sort of permeate, and it gives you sort of ways forward. So I'm trying to remember who she told me about, but there was a famous CEO of a big organization in the States who had a shower fitted into his office, so that sort of between meetings, he could take a quick sort of 5-minute shower just to feel like the ideas flow, and then get back on with the rest of his day.
I have my business partner. She also like has that. So she said, "Man, when we need to sort out stuff from the business, I pause everything that I'm doing, and then after a time, like when I am showering or having a coffee, like something that I like to do that is relaxing for me, then all of a sudden my mind is exploding with ideas and possible solutions for whatever I'm going on."
Yeah.
Like it's just, I think that is the whole sentiment of like you are relaxing. You have some white noise when you're showering, like the water falling, you know. Yeah. So there are like multiple circumstances that I think contribute us to being this state of mind of relaxation, but still like alert, present, and then creativity comes.
Yeah, I don't allow that in the morning. I have a cold shower, and it is just pain. I am fully aware of the pain I'm experiencing. I know it's good for me. I don't like it. I just do it to get it out of the way. But I feel amazing afterwards. So
what a brave person.
Not brave, it's just cold water. Or maybe I'm just a tight northerner who doesn't like paying the bills for the hot water. Yeah?
Maybe.
So you have that, the hygiene side of it. So you spend a couple of hours a day doing that. You also then, before you leave, you should eat breakfast, or at least on your way, get breakfast. And there's lunch, and there's also dinner / tea / supper, some people call it. And that's around about 2 hours as well, an hour and a half to 2 hours. Those are the mandatory things. You've got your your commute and travel to and from your place of work or education. So average is around about an hour, possibly 2 hours for that, depending on how far away you are, but at least like an hour and a half. So that gives you sort of between 18 to 20 hours of your day, which are those things. So basically you're adulting and being a child in the system of education. That's how much time is utilised by yourself in order to get all those things done. So that still leaves you between 4 and 6 hours
to do other stuff.
To do other things. Okay.
To do other things.
And those other things can range from socialising, TV, doom scrolling, whatever else, painting Warhammer, doing jigsaw puzzles. Do love a jigsaw puzzle. Really good. Really.
Do you like them?
I do like jigsaw puzzles.
Me too. You're such a nerd, though.
I'm such a nerd.
Yeah, I'm such an. I'm a nerd too, you know. But
we have all that time. We do all that stuff, and then we have those hours left over to do what we want to do to improve ourselves, to get the joy from the day, rather than feeling like it's just those repetitive activities Monday through to Friday. And for Jiu Jitsu, and you're looking to improve yourself with Jiu Jitsu, we suggest from our experience, probably you are looking to train at least 3 times a week.
That would be ideal, you know. 3 times, I think it's a great amount of time for you to not neglect other aspects of your life.
Yeah.
Have some balance with everything that you have going on, and have a space and time just for yourself. So you can come, you can practice. That's enough practices during the week for you to also try different things. So for example, there are colleagues of mine that they split their routine of practice between, I'm gonna do 1 fundamentals class, very just working on positions. Then the second practice is gonna be more like focus on really sparring. And the third one is like a no-gi class. So they are able to have like a complete, like a plan, a structure of practice where they are developing covering different aspects of Jiu-Jitsu in different days, you know? So I think that's a good strategy. You can like organize yourself in terms of practice structure according to whatever you think is more needed.
And also your levels as well, of what
exactly.
you actually know. But in those sessions that you're describing, you're getting a lot of what Jiu-Jitsu is giving to you in terms of your physical and mental well-being, in terms of improving both your health, being present when you're on the mats in those situations, but also having the ability to train and sweat and recover and improve your fitness just for those 3 sessions. And that 3 sessions, that's 3 hours. 3 hours of a week. So if you take the minimal side of it, so that's what, 4 hours a day, and that's Monday to Friday, we're not even talking about weekends, that's 20 hours that you have available to do whatever you want to do. And we suggest 3 of those 20 hours You train jiu-jitsu and you can get a week's worth from just that 3 hours, a week's worth of benefits just by training jiu-jitsu. I think when you lay it all down like that, I think people can then see that, okay, yeah, I can fit jiu-jitsu into my life as well as fitting films, socializing, eating out with friends, doing all the life admin that I need to do as well. And it's not a chore to ensure that happens. What you do need to have with that is the commitment and the discipline to follow through with it on a regular basis. Because doing it 1 week is great. Everybody knows that. That can become quite straightforward. It's then when it needs to happen 52 weeks of the year and you need to do it continually, and you'll get the improvements over time. And before even you've done a year's worth, we would say like 6 months, your routine is around jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu is what you do for your socializing. Jiu-jitsu is what you do for your well-being, for your physical and mental well-being.
Yeah, I think that it's a matter of also working on your mindset and some abilities, skills like organization and planning. So if you organize and plan your week, including jiu-jitsu, the chances of you skipping the practice, they are reduced. So for example, if I just say, I'm going to practice 3 times this week, but then I don't actually have some time to say, no, this week, Friday night I have a birthday party to attend, so I cannot go practice on Friday night. So let me see on Friday what are the other options. And then I see that there is like the 12:30 class. I was like, okay, so I can do that, it's feasible, you know?
Yeah.
So you really need to like have some sort of planning, having like a bigger picture of how your week's gonna go.
I think that's
so you can include jiu-jitsu according to that.
Yeah.
On the other hand, if you really want to commit, then you would already have jiu-jitsu established as a routine, and then the other things you would work around, you know?
Yeah.
So
we're not advocating you don't go to a birthday party just because you train jiu-jitsu.
We are advocating you to get there a little bit later after you have practiced jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, so it's like you have that. I think that's really important, building that schedule into your week. So when we have a lot of students who Monday evening on their way back from work will then suddenly decide that they're now going to start training jiu-jitsu and find that the class is oversubscribed and they can't get to train. Yet they knew exactly the position they were in on the Sunday night before. And I think Sunday night is a really good night just to schedule in and sort your week out in terms of what my week's going to look like. Where can I fit my training in if I'm in the process of fitting my training in, or where can I say yes or no because I'm training on those days to certain things that other people may be requiring of me that maybe I don't really want to get involved in too much. But I don't want to use jiu-jitsu as the excuse because I like jiu-jitsu more than I like doing what that's being proposed by that other person. So I would say yeah. And then when you do that, we know lots of other schools have a variety of processes for booking. Book yourself in, you know. One of the great things about that system is that then you make a contract with yourself that you're going to train on those days, and it's already in the system. You don't have to make a decision during the week. That decision's already made for you. The energy from that decision can be used into something else. Like,
that's true.
What am I going to wear to work? What am I going to wear at the weekend? What would I like to buy from Amazon today? Kind of thing.
Yeah. And like, do you think that you can trust your mind in the sense of, because sometimes like I'm gonna go to practice today and then I get here and it's 5 minutes before the class and like I don't want to practice. So what I learned is sometimes our brain is gonna try to trick us, you know, into don't go, you're tired. And the thing is, I regret more for not going than actually like going, complaining, practicing, and it's like, oh,
feeling better about it.
Yes.
And one of the good things about doing that up front is making that contract with yourself to say, I've already decided I'm going. I'm not going to second guess that decision. My mind, my subconscious or conscious, whatever it is, on my way up to where I'm going to practice is going to keep saying, no, just carry on, walk past, you know. Go in the corner to the pub. Go to the shops. You don't want to go here. Would you rather not sit on the sofa? And as long as you can quieten that voice down and say, I want to practice. I'm going to practice. Because I know when I do, I feel so much better. And the mind, or those little voices inside my head, will quieten down just a little bit more from doing a little bit of exercise and jiu-jitsu, a bit of skill attainment, stuff like that.
Yeah, I was reflecting about something as well, like how sometimes we schedule that we are going to do something with someone else, and then because we committed to another person, even if you don't want to go, then it's like, but I already scheduled with this person and now I have to go. And then you go and like you have a good time. But then if you say, I really want to go to that place, but then because you just committed to yourself, you didn't put other people into place, then you kind of neglect that desire of yours and you don't go. So I just feel like sometimes it seems like humans prioritize more the time of other people when other people are involved than it's just for themselves.
Yeah.
And I think we need to also consider like, man, no, I need to do this a priority for me, not just because of others. You know?
Yeah, there are a few times over the past that I'm like, I can't, I've got all these other commitments with all these other people. And when you sort of drill down and discuss with these individuals what's actually going on, it's like they're giving all their time to other people, helping other people out without actually spending any time for themselves. And they're the ones that are suffering through poor health, poor mental health and physical health, because they're not doing anything that would help themselves, because they're burning themselves to get or give out all their energy and time to other people.
So the key word after all is balance.
It is, yeah.
Balance.
And I think when you have that, and then hopefully you look back on the time, the scheduling, and go, yeah, I can do that. But there's also those other people that then need to look at the answer they've given to that question. I don't have time to do it, and sort of interrogate, is that real? Or is that really what they're saying is, I don't want to do it? Because it's okay not to want to do something. And I think it's much easier, better for you to then actually front it up and say, it's not for me. I don't want to do it. We can sit here and tell you all about the benefits. We can sit here and show you the benefits that happen to us. But if it's really not for you, I think honesty is the best policy.
Yeah, go find something that is for you,
Exactly.
you know, instead of like sabotaging yourself.
Yeah,
and,
because if you're using that excuse for this, you're going to use it for a lot of other things. And then you'll end up in a position where you're not doing anything for yourself because you don't believe you have time. And then you're Instagram scrolling, Instagram a book, whatever that is, and then dooming yourself away and just watching everybody else do stuff and thinking that your life is nothing. And just say, I don't want to do it. I'm going to try it. It's not for me. I enjoyed it, but yeah, it's not for me. Fine.
It's like, or just be honest, like even if you like, yourself. It's just like, I'm not going to commit to this right now. It doesn't make sense right now.
Yeah,
you know?
Right now. That's it as well. Not right now. I can't do it. We've gone through all the schedule. In fact, you've given me your idea of what a schedule is, and I've just gone through my schedule, and I actually get half an hour a day to myself. And I'm going to do it for something else. I don't think I have time then for a Jiu Jitsu class. And that's fine.
Yeah, and I was thinking something that maybe can be useful to our students listening to us is like really think about this as a commitment. So much more of like getting extremely worried about like, I need to practice one time every day. Man, no, you don't. You know, it's okay. Like if you have a lot of stuff going on, I don't know, maybe you have someone that is needing your support more frequently in your personal life, like, I don't know, a parent that is sick or whatever, a kid that is giving you trouble, you know, an adolescent teenager who's giving you some trouble. Maybe instead of like putting this weight on you that like, I need to go 5 times a week, I need to go 4 times a week, and then getting frustrated for being unable to do that because you had so much other stuff going on, make sure that you're going to commit to something that is feasible.
Yes.
So if you're able to come for one time a week, one practice a week, make sure that you're going to be consistent and committed to that one time a week. And that's going to give you much more results and benefits than you creating expectations that you know it's going to be very difficult to fulfill.
Yeah, we know some world champions don't even train 5 times a week because it's just not possible, really. 5 days, 3 practices a day. You can do it on a couple of weeks, maybe in a row, but try and do that every single week. It's not feasible.
Not sustainable.
It's not sustainable, and injuries come as a result of that overloading. And you injure yourself, you become even more resentful to
have to do it.
Yeah, and what happens outside of it as well, then about resentful. Yeah, one thing you shouldn't be is resentful to other people requesting some things of you if they need it and you have the time to help them, but you choose jiu-jitsu over it because you feel you need to get a sweat on. I think it's important. Choosing your classes wisely so you know what classes are going to benefit you most.
And also like sometimes it's not about practicing harder, it's about practicing smarter. So I see some students that they come like with a very frequent like consistency and all, but they come and they are not very present. They don't know how to, they think that just the amount of practices is gonna make them go forward. And I think that's real to a certain degree. Because if you don't have also a good quality of practicing, then probably you're gonna get stuck, even though you're coming a lot.
Yeah.
So like you really need to try to find what's this balance, this soft spot where I am having a good amount of training, but also with a good quality that is bringing me some results, you know?
Yeah, you'll get a cardio burn from failing and failing often as you will from progressing in jiu-jitsu. If you're progressing and getting the same cardio burn, you're feeling better about it. Whereas if you're turning up, burning loads of energy and not going anywhere, eventually you're going to start to feel that it's not working for you. You're feeling resentful for that.
And you might quit as well because you feel like you're not
your
progressing.
Mindset is not tuned to how it should be for why you're here. If you're here just to collect bonus points on your Garmin watch or whatever else.
I have a polemic question. I don't even know if it's related to the consistent thing or the commitment.
Okay.
But like, I think that a couple of years ago, maybe like a long time ago, I don't know, I'm lost in time. But a hobby was something that you would do just because you like it doing. And jiu-jitsu, I think it's not necessarily like that. I think a lot of people do jiu-jitsu and because you train so much, you end up becoming good at it. So I know just a few people who, they love jiu-jitsu, they practice and they don't actually get good at it. So it just seems like jiu-jitsu is not, it doesn't follow this rule of like, it's just something that I need to like and do it, you know? Because the tendency is if you do it and you practice, you'll be good at that.
As long as you're stretching yourself. I think like learning a language or a musical instrument, you can play the same basic tune and get joy from that if you're happy with it. And unless you want to get really good, you need to stretch yourself and play stuff badly and fail at playing stuff until you can actually then play something that's really good. And then again, you get stretched again. That's like what jiu-jitsu is. You can excel in a fundamentals class where you're bridging and rolling, but that's great until somebody knows how to control you and stop you, or you don't get the same amount of joy from bridging and rolling. You need to then progress yourself to something else.
Yeah.
You need to keep on moving forward, even if it is just small incremental movements.
I think that it's natural to jiu-jitsu, this idea, this mindset of like, no, I'm practicing, I'm going to be stretching myself, I'm going to be growing, that we end up taking this mindset to other stuff. So for example, I started doing capoeira and for me it's just like, I want to be good. I don't want to just practice this just because I like it. No, it's like, I want to see progress. I want to have a good sweat and, you know. So I think it's something that we end up, it reflects other aspects of our lives, other hobbies, or us at work, us in family.
To understand that gains for jiu-jitsu come incrementally in small elements. And that's pretty much how lots of other things work in life, with your learning lots of other things. If you're trying to improve your fitness, your lifting capability, it's not going to be a huge all-in-one. It's going to be bit by bit, time by time, small bit by small bit.
Yeah, but I don't accept not to progress.
No,
because then I just want to do it.
And it's all about progressing to something. You then need to set yourself what that goal is. Having the time, we have seen there is time to be made should you wish to make it. Having a goal for that time that then you invest in yourself is incredibly important to keep you motivated and disciplined to progress and achieve. And then once you achieve the goal, then it becomes about resetting and recycling through the same thing constant.
So, and for you, like coming to Jiu-Jitsu is this, of course, that now we work with this, we teach. So I think that the relationship changes a little bit. But during the week, what is the time that you take for your practice, Jiu-Jitsu?
For my Jiu-Jitsu,
GB3?
yes, yeah, I would take a bit of time in that. At least half an hour of the training just to train for myself. Really, to see where I am to comparison to where everybody else is, because I'm not around a load of black belts, you know. And there's another thing I've just said there. I would then see where I am in comparison to black belts. I should never be comparing myself to other people. It's sort of more, I know my level, I know where I want to get to, I have goals to achieve in order to progress my own jiu-jitsu, and when I'm on the mats with my students, I can then see where they are in comparison to where I want to be, and that's obviously a massive delta, but then you can sort of understand what they need in order to help them improve themselves and progress.
True.
But there is one thing, as a school owner and a coach, is finding that time for you to improve your own jiu-jitsu abilities and your own coaching abilities as well, because you have to constantly evolve in both elements, otherwise you just plateau and you stop being able to answer the questions that people are bringing you, and then you get resentful that people are just not doing what they should do. I think you need to go, oh, what do I need to learn now?
Yeah, I also think that like if you don't try to stretch yourself as an instructor, you're just gonna get bored.
Yeah.
Because after a time you see that Jiu-Jitsu is just full of patterns,
Yeah.
you know, and once you understand the patterns, to have to be explaining this all the time, it's just like, again, I will explain this again.
Yeah.
Then for me, like, it's the 1,000 times I have explained this. But then I have to be mindful, like, man, but for these people, it's probably at the beginning of their development in the Jiu-Jitsu journey. So, like, for them, it's kind of something new and mesmerizing, or something new and boring, or whatever, something new.
Something new.
Something new.
I appreciate that. And yeah, mixing up bulldogs, I think, is a great idea as well. Hair dogs, snake dogs, always good. Well, I think we have reached the end. Thank you very much for joining me on this episode, and we'll catch in and check in again soon about another amazing topic. Thank you for joining us, folks. We'll see you very soon.
Exactly. Thank you. Hope to see you soon in the mat.
Ciao.
Bye.